And let me tell you something profound about the way the world works and your place in it. If you want men, or anyone for that matter, to treat you like a queen, you must first embody the essence of royalty in how you live. This isn't about arrogance or entitlement. It's about adopting a profound sense of self-respect and setting the standard for how you expect to be treated. Think about this for a moment. Do you take yourself seriously? Do you walk through life with the kind of dignity that commands respect without saying a word? Because the way you see yourself radiates outward. People are extraordinarily perceptive. They can sense whether you're someone who values themselves or someone who's willing to settle for less than they deserve. If you're not treating yourself with respect, why should anyone else? And it doesn't end with self-respect. It's about responsibility. A queen is not a helpless figure. She doesn't demand respect simply because she exists. She earns it through her character, her actions, her capacity to take on responsibility and carry herself with integrity. You don't gain respect by complaining about the world being unfair. You gain it by standing tall in the face of adversity, by taking on burdens and showing others what strength looks like. People admire that. Men admire that. But let's not pretend this is easy. It requires inner strength, and that kind of strength isn't handed to you. It's earned. You need to discipline your emotions, cultivate resilience, and develop a sharp mind that doesn't bend at the first sign of difficulty. People will treat you based on how they perceive your strength or lack of it. If you crumble, they'll pity you. But if you rise, they'll revere you. Now, there's another layer to this. Respect isn't a one-way street. You want to be treated like a queen? Start treating others with the dignity they deserve. Respect is reciprocal. It's earned through actions, not demanded with words. And if you think you're entitled to respect while offering none in return, you're deluding yourself. People will see through it and they'll walk away. The world rewards authenticity and growth. You don't need to be perfect, but you must be genuine. Own your flaws. Work on them, but never hide them. A queen doesn't wear a mask. She shows her true face and invites others to do the same. That's how you build trust. That's how you create relationships where others want to treat you with reverence, not out of obligation, but because they genuinely value you. Finally, take a good hard look at your surroundings. Who do you spend your time with? Because if you're surrounded by people who don't respect you, it's going to erode your sense of self-worth. Find people who lift you up, who challenge you to be better, and who reflect the values you aspire to uphold. And if that means walking away from certain relationships, then so be it. A queen knows when to leave the table where respect is no longer being served. Start with yourself. Build your foundation on respect, responsibility, and authenticity. Strengthen your character and surround yourself with the right people. When you live like a queen, you don't need to demand respect. It will flow to you naturally, as it always does to those who earn it. Let's begin with a truth that is often uncomfortable but essential to understand. The way you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you. Self-respect is not just a concept. It's a standard you set, a signal you broadcast to the world around you. It shapes the dynamics of every relationship you have, including how men perceive and interact with you. When you respect yourself, it's reflected in your actions, your words, and even your silence. It's in the way you carry yourself when you walk into a room, how you speak up when something feels wrong, and how you refuse to settle for less than you deserve. Self-respect isn't loud or aggressive. It doesn't need to be. It's quiet, steady, and unmistakable. It's a declaration to the world. This is what I stand for, and I will not compromise on it. Think about this. Would you ever trust a leader who doesn't value their own role? Of course not. In the same way, people, men included, won't treat you like a queen if you don't first treat yourself as someone worthy of respect. That means you need to have boundaries, clear and firm. A boundary isn't about rejecting people or being unkind. It's about knowing what you will and won't tolerate and having the courage to enforce it. When you let others cross those boundaries without consequence, you send a message that you're willing to accept disrespect. And once that line is crossed, it's hard to walk it back. Self-respect also shows up in how you invest in yourself. Are you taking care of your mind, body, and spirit? Are you pursuing goals that matter to you, or are you living to meet the expectations of others? A person who neglects their own growth and well-being inadvertently tells the world that they don't consider themselves important enough to nurture. And when you send that message, don't be surprised when others treat you the same way. It's also worth noting that self-respect isn't about perfection. You will make mistakes, and that's part of being human. But respecting yourself means owning up to those mistakes, learning from them, and moving forward without self-pity or unnecessary shame. It's about holding yourself accountable while also treating yourself with kindness and grace. When others see that you can balance accountability with self-compassion, they'll respect you even more. So, at its core, self-respect is about recognizing your own value and refusing to compromise it for anyone or anything. It's not something you can fake or force. It has to come from within. It's a deep understanding that you are worthy of dignity and kindness, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. And when you internalize that, the way you engage with the world changes. And when you change how you show up, the world can't help but respond in kind. Responsibility and integrity are the pillars upon which respect is built. These aren't abstract concepts or ideals to be admired from afar. They are active choices that define who you are and how you move through the world. They shape your character and your relationships. And when you embrace them fully, they demand respect from others. Being responsible means acknowledging that you are the architect of your own life. It's easy to blame external circumstances for where you are or how you feel, but true strength comes from accepting that your choices, your actions, and your mindset are yours to control. When you take responsibility for your decisions, whether good or bad, you demonstrate maturity and strength. This doesn't mean you have to carry the weight of everything or suffer silently when things go wrong, but it means you understand that you're an active participant in your own story. This kind of accountability is what sets you apart. When you own your mistakes, learn from them, and make adjustments, you show others that you're not afraid to face your own shortcomings. In contrast, those who deflect blame or refuse to acknowledge their role in situations will not gain respect. Others will sense that lack of integrity and avoid forming genuine connections with them. Without responsibility, there is no foundation for growth, no way to build trust, and no way to command the kind of respect that comes from leading by example. Integrity is the alignment between your values, your words, and your actions. It's being true to yourself even when no one is watching, and acting according to a moral compass that doesn't waver depending on the situation. People admire integrity because it's rare in a world where so many are driven by convenience, appearances, or fleeting desires. Integrity requires that you make decisions based on what you know is right, even if it's difficult or inconvenient. It's about sticking to your principles, even when the pressure to compromise is strong. When you live with integrity, you create an environment where trust thrives. Trust is the foundation of all meaningful relationships, whether personal or professional, and without it, no real connection can be made. If you claim to value honesty, yet repeatedly bend the truth to avoid conflict or to get ahead, you will lose the respect of those around you. People can tell when you're being authentic or when you're putting on a mask to appease others. Integrity is the quiet force that guarantees you remain aligned with who you truly are, no matter the circumstances. And when others witness that strength, that unwavering commitment to your values, they will treat you with the utmost respect. When you take responsibility for your life and live with integrity, you not only gain respect, but also create a life that is worthy of admiration. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent, reliable, and honest in all that you do. This is the kind of behavior that commands respect and attracts those who value the same qualities in others. Honor strength is the foundation upon which everything else is built. And it's not something you're born with. It's something you develop through your actions, your mindset, and the challenges you overcome. True strength doesn't come from external sources or the admiration of others. It's cultivated from within. It's the ability to stay grounded and resilient, regardless of what life throws your way. Developing inner strength begins with learning how to manage yourself. The world is filled with distractions and pressures that can easily pull you off course. But when you are internally strong, you have the clarity to see beyond momentary emotions or external noise. You know what you stand for, and no matter the circumstances, you maintain your focus. This ability to persevere, even when things are difficult, is the hallmark of someone with deep inner strength. It's not about avoiding hardship. It's about learning how to confront it with courage and composure. Emotional resilience is another key aspect of inner strength. Life is unpredictable, and everyone faces setbacks, failures, and losses. But what defines you is not the challenges themselves. It's how you respond to them. People who are emotionally strong don't allow their circumstances to dictate their happiness. They understand that while they cannot control everything that happens, they can control how they react. Like the ability to stay calm, level-headed, and proactive in the face of adversity is a powerful skill, and it's one that others respect and are drawn to. This emotional fortitude also means understanding the importance of self-protraction. It's the ability to delay gratification, to make decisions that align with long-term goals rather than immediate pleasures or impulses. People who possess inner strength don't give in to fleeting temptations, and they have the discipline to maintain their focus even when the path ahead is difficult. This strength comes from a deep understanding of their values and priorities, which guides their decisions, actions, and behaviors. Another crucial aspect of inner strength is mental toughness. The capacity to stay focused and determined even when things are tough. It's easy to give up when the road is hard, to walk away when you're tired or discouraged. But those who have developed inner strength know that persistence is often the difference between failure and success. They understand that every setback is an opportunity to grow. Every obstacle is a chance to become stronger. This mindset enables them to keep moving forward no matter how many times they face defeat. Part of developing inner strength is also about knowing when to let go. It takes strength to recognize when something is no longer serving you, whether it's a relationship, a job, or an old belief system that no longer aligns with who you are becoming. It's about having the courage to make hard decisions, even when they are painful, knowing that true strength lies in evolving into the best version of yourself. Boundaries are the silent agreements that govern our relationships, and they are fundamental to maintaining respect and self-worth. They are not walls to isolate you from others, but lines drawn to protect your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. A person who is clear about their boundaries communicates a sense of self-respect and strength. When you communicate your boundaries with clarity and consistency, you set a standard for how you expect to be treated, and those around you will either respect them or fall away. Understanding and recognizing your own boundaries is the first step. It requires self-awareness, knowing what feels right and what feels wrong. What are the things that drain you? What are the actions, words, or behaviors that make you feel uncomfortable or unsafe? These are clues that indicate where your boundaries should be. But knowing them isn't enough. You must be willing to assert them, to communicate them clearly to others. The process of articulating your boundaries requires honesty and courage. It means saying no when you need to, even if it's uncomfortable or feels difficult. It means standing firm in the face of pushback, understanding that your peace of mind is far more important than momentary approval. At the same time, communicating boundaries requires respect for others. You don't need to shout or make demands. Setting boundaries isn't about control. It's about protecting your space. It's about knowing when to step away from toxic or draining situations and when to say no to things that don't align with your values. When you communicate your boundaries clearly and calmly, you convey that you value yourself enough to demand that others do the same. And, as Peter Drucker explains, this becomes increasingly rewarding and the results and rewards profitable. It's not an act of selfishness, but an act of self-preservation. And just as important as setting boundaries is the enforcement of them. You cannot simply state your boundaries and expect others to respect them without follow-through. People will test limits, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unconsciously. But you must be prepared to act when your boundaries are crossed. If you allow someone to overstep once without consequence, it sends a message that your boundaries are negotiable. To be respected, your boundaries must be unwavering. This is not about being harsh or rigid, but about protecting the integrity of who you are. There will be times when your boundaries are challenged or misunderstood, especially by those who have never encountered someone with the strength to set and maintain them. It's easy to feel guilty when someone gets upset or frustrated because you've said no or made a decision that they don't like. But the reality is that it's not your job to manage other people's emotions. It's your job to manage your own. By setting clear boundaries, you allow others to see who you are and what you stand for. And if they respect you, they will respect your boundaries. If not, their lack of respect reveals that they are not the right people to keep in your life. Last point. Ultimately, the process of setting and communicating boundaries is about taking ownership of your own life. It's about creating a space in which you can thrive, free from manipulation, pressure, or toxic behavior. People will treat you according to how you treat yourself. And part of that treatment is by honoring the boundaries you set. When you stand firm in your boundaries, you create an environment where mutual respect is the foundation. And those who cross that line are quickly made aware of the consequences. And when you do this consistently, you'll find that people not only treat you better, they begin to treat themselves with the same respect because they understand the value of healthy boundaries. So that's why scaffolding these love your boundaries. If you want to be treated with respect, kindness, and consideration, you must first offer those same qualities to others. It's not enough to simply expect others to meet your standards without doing the same in return. Life isn't a transaction based on taking from others and hoping you'll get back what you want. It's about giving first, creating a reciprocal exchange that fosters trust, mutual respect, and genuine connection. CRP is a genuine connection. When you offer what you expect, you establish the framework for healthy relationships. If you want respect, you must show respect. This means listening when others speak, valuing their time, and treating them with dignity, even when it's inconvenient. Offering respect goes beyond simply avoiding disrespectful behavior. It's about actively engaging with others in a way that affirms their worth. And it's about making sure your words and actions align with your intentions, showing others that you see them as equals, deserving of kindness and consideration. If you desire kindness, show kindness. The world is full of negativity and cynicism, but kindness remains one of the most powerful forces in shaping our relationships. When you extend kindness to others, you invite them to do the same. It doesn't matter who they are or what they have to offer. Kindness is a currency that transcends status or appearance. By treating others with compassion, even in difficult circumstances, you create an atmosphere where others feel comfortable reciprocating that same energy. Similarly, if you want understanding, be understanding. When you extend empathy to others, you not only help them feel seen, but you also create the space for deeper connections to form. You must first understand before expecting to be understood. This requires patience and humility, as it's often easier to judge or dismiss others rather than seek to understand their perspectives. But when you approach others with an open mind and an empathetic heart, you demonstrate a level of maturity that others will respect and mirror back to you. When you expect accountability, offer accountability. This is not about pointing fingers or being critical, but about holding yourself and others to high standards. When you acknowledge your mistakes and take ownership of your actions, you invite others to do the same. Accountability breeds trust. And when you show that you are someone who can be relied upon, you create an environment where people feel compelled to live up to the same standards. So, additionally, if you want loyalty, be loyal. Loyalty isn't blind allegiance. It's a commitment to standing by others even when things aren't easy. It's about supporting others in their time of need, showing up when you say you will, and being trustworthy in every situation. Loyalty is a two-way street. It cannot be demanded, only demonstrated. The more you demonstrate unwavering loyalty to those you care about, the more likely it is that they will show the same loyalty in return. Ultimately, offering what you expect is a reflection of your character. It shows that you are not expecting others to rise to standards you're not willing to meet yourself. People respect individuals who don't just talk about values, they live them. By consistently offering the qualities you want to receive, you create a space where others feel inspired to mirror your actions. And in doing so, you not only elevate your own life, but also create a culture of respect, kindness, and mutual growth that is contagious. To truly embrace growth and authenticity is to commit to a lifelong journey of becoming the best version of yourself, without succumbing to the pressures of society or external expectations. Growth is not a destination, it's a process. It's the willingness to continuously evolve, to adapt, to stretch beyond your comfort zone. But it is also the recognition that the process of growth must be genuine, not forced or artificial. Authenticity is not about fitting into a mold, but about peeling back the layers and exposing the true essence of who you are. Growth begins when you acknowledge that you are not perfect and that you are always capable of improvement. Every experience, every challenge, and every mistake offers an opportunity for growth. It's easy to remain in familiar territory, to rely on the same patterns and habits because it feels safe. But real growth requires discomfort, stepping into the unknown, and allowing yourself to be shaped by what you learn along the way. This means confronting your fears, your limitations, and your insecurities, and choosing to move forward despite them. In the pursuit of growth, it's important to challenge the notion that progress must happen in a straight line. The path to becoming the best version of yourself is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, there will be detours, and there will be times when you feel like you've taken one step forward, only to find yourself 2 steps back. But this is not failure. It's part of the process. When you embrace growth, you stop fearing these moments of difficulty. Instead, you view them as valuable lessons that teach you resilience, adaptability, and persistence. Authenticity is closely tied to this growth because it requires you to stop pretending to be something you're not. It's about shedding the masks you wear for the sake of acceptance and embracing the parts of yourself that are often hidden or ignored. It's not about being flawless. It's about being real. Authenticity comes from knowing and accepting your true self, your strengths, your weaknesses, your passions, and your flaws, and allowing that to guide how you engage with the world. It's the courage to speak your truth even when it's uncomfortable, and to make choices that are aligned with who you genuinely are, rather than what others expect you to be. Embracing authenticity also means letting go of comparisons. It's easy to look at others and feel that they are more successful, more confident, or more accomplished. But when you compare yourself to others, you diminish the value of your own unique journey. Authenticity requires you to honor your own unique journey, trusting that your experiences, your challenges, and your growth are valuable in their own right. This eliminates the need for validation from external sources, because you no longer need approval or recognition to feel that you are enough. You become your own source of validation, rooted in the understanding that who you are in your truest form is already enough. To embrace both growth and authenticity is to accept that you will not always have all the answers. There will be times when you feel lost or uncertain, but those moments are part of the journey. It's through these moments that you learn to trust yourself more deeply, knowing that you have the strength to navigate the unknown. As you continue to grow, you begin to understand that this journey is not about perfection, but about progress. So, it's about becoming comfortable in your own skin and accepting that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory in itself. And when you embrace that, you inspire others to do the same, because authenticity and growth are contagious. When others see you living truthfully, evolving, and embracing the challenges that come with it, they are encouraged to do the same in their own lives. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most powerful decisions you can make in life. The people you spend time with shape your thoughts, influence your actions, and ultimately determine the direction of your life. The energy, values, and attitudes of those around you have a profound impact on your own mindset and well-being. When you choose to surround yourself with individuals who uplift, support, and challenge you, you create an environment that fosters growth, positivity, and success. Now, the right people are those who see your potential, even when you may not see it yourself. They are the ones who believe in your dreams, encourage you when things get tough, and provide honest feedback when you need it most. These are individuals who push you to be better, not through criticism or pressure, but through their own example and support. They challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone, to aim higher, and to hold yourself accountable to the highest standards. They believe in you at your lowest and celebrate you at your highest. On the flip side, the wrong people can drain your energy, undermine your self-esteem, and limit your growth. Toxic relationships, whether personal or professional, create environments that hinder your progress. They breed negativity, create doubt, and foster feelings of inadequacy. These people may not always be obvious in their harmful effects, but over time, their behavior begins to wear you down. They create distance and wear you down, and they may dismiss your dreams, belittle your efforts, or discourage you from pursuing your goals. It's not just the outright negativity that hurts, but the subtle undermining of your worth and potential. These individuals feed on your insecurities, and instead of empowering you to be your best self, they keep you small. When you surround yourself with the right people, you create a network of trust, respect, and mutual growth. These individuals don't compete with you. They want to see you succeed just as much as they want to see themselves succeed. There is no jealousy or insecurity in these relationships, only a shared commitment to one another's well-being. You build each other up, learn from one another, and celebrate each other's victories. The right people bring out the best in you, not because they tell you what you want to hear, but because they give you the confidence to pursue your goals, even when the path is uncertain. And then it's important to recognize that the right people don't always have to agree with you or think the same way you do. Healthy relationships are built on respect for differing perspectives and ideas. The right people challenge you in meaningful ways, not by dismissing your opinions, but by offering constructive criticism and new ways of thinking. They don't just agree for the sake of agreement. They engage in thoughtful discussions that help you see things from different angles. This kind of constructive tension is necessary for growth because it encourages you to critically evaluate your own beliefs and ideas, making you stronger in the process. Equally, surrounding yourself with the right people means creating an environment where honesty and trust are valued. The people you choose to keep close should be able to tell you the truth, even when it's hard to hear. They should be individuals who are not afraid to have difficult conversations, to confront uncomfortable truths, and to hold you accountable. Close, but this honesty is not rooted in malice or judgment. It's rooted in care and a desire to help you become the person you are meant to be. These people respect your boundaries, but they also help you see when those boundaries need to shift for your growth. Lastly, the right people are those who share your values and vision for the future. You cannot surround yourself with people whose values fundamentally conflict with yours and expect to thrive. While differences in opinion are natural, shared values form the foundation of strong relationships. Whether it's a commitment to integrity, a desire for personal development, or a shared vision for success, being aligned with the people around you creates a sense of unity and purpose. These relationships become a source of inspiration and motivation as you collectively work towards common goals, each person contributing their unique strengths. So together, you master your skills and build the ability to lead. When you surround yourself with the right people, you build a support system that propels you forward, even in the toughest of times. These relationships nurture your sense of self-worth, challenge your thinking, and help you navigate the complexities of life with confidence and resilience. The right people don't just help you achieve your goals. They help you become the person capable of achieving them. And in turn, you offer the same support, encouragement, and challenge in return, creating a cycle of mutual growth and shared success. Surrounding yourself with the right people is not just a strategy for success, it's a necessity for living a fulfilling and meaningful life. The relationships you cultivate have the power to shape your mindset, influence your decisions, and define the course of your journey. By choosing to align yourself with those who support, challenge, and inspire you, you create an environment where growth, resilience, and success thrive. And in turn, you also become that positive influence for others. The people you surround yourself with can elevate your life to heights you never thought possible. So choose wisely, nurture those connections, and watch as your life transforms in ways you once only dreamed of.